Hello everyone and welcome to my Ascension Messages. My name is Bobbie and I will be your guide for today. Today I'm going to do some channel messages and some tarot cards, and it's all going to be focused on where is everyone at the moment. So we're going to look at those that are in three different segments. So there are those that are controlling, we're going, ones that are in the big corporate worlds, taking over things, trying to take over things, the cabal, whatever you want to call them, and even draconians, anything that's involved within the human consciousness that's trying to control. I'm going to look at them, and then I'm going to look at the light workers. And it's funny, like I didn't want to do it in this order, but this is the order that my team is bringing up. So they wanted the controllers, then the light workers, and then the mainstreamers. So the light workers are anyone that's done their shadow work, anyone that's gone into themselves and starting to work with the light of themselves. It doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, what your background is, whether you're a star being, whether you've been here at life on earth forever. If you're working more within the realms of moving towards love of self and light of self and shedding all those shadows and doing all the inner work, it's not an easy journey, by the way. We have to look at it ourselves very honestly. And then the next one's going to be the mainstreamers, which are those that are just going along, plodding along with their day-to-day life, like doing their thing, their normal routines, going with the sector, whatever happens, that sort of thing. Hey, Debbie, good to see you in the chat bar. So they're the three that we're going to go through. Now, before I start, just to let you know, I have a school called AMAKEL. If you want to join in with us, it's going to just... I don't know why I was going to say that. It's just going to explode is what I was going to say. Okay. So my team's in my head saying it's going to explode, so you might as well join in now. But yeah, I'm really excited about that. It's got a lot of really colorful, awesome journeys that you can use your intuitive telepathic skills with, lots of games, lots of lessons and that already. I've nearly got 50 lessons and games up there already. And I only started it a couple of months ago. So yeah, big, huge thing developing there at the moment. I'm really excited about that school. I love it and I love creating for it. Also, I am an intuitive counselor. If you want a one-on-one session, the links are down below, and the links are down below for my AMAKEL school. Also, if you want to donate, I have a follower, an awesome follower that started donations given to her to try to get me to go to, well, I am going to New York, but we're just getting the money together for that. So that's for flights and for accommodation while I'm there. If you want to donate to that, I'm giving away 2 free 30-minute readings for anyone who donates to that cause. And yeah, I want to take that even further and go from New York, because I'm coming from Australia. I want to go worldwide in the end. I feel this is where my mission was. I've seen it many decades ago. So going stage and really interacting with people and stuff like that. I'm all for it, Anyway, we'll see where all that lies. In any case, let's get into this reading. Hey, Rainbow. Hey, Sky. Hey, Debbie. Hey, I really wasn't sure if you guys would be up for all of this this morning, because I just realized on the other side of the world it's Christmas. So Merry Christmas to everyone on the other side of the world. I hope your families are doing well and you're having a lot of excitement. And I really wish that every day would be like Christmas. I think that's where we're going. But, anything that makes us happy in this moment is a great thing. So Merry Christmas, Rainbow. And yeah, it was yesterday for me, obviously. It's Boxing Day here in Australia. Okay. Let's get into this reading. It's going to be quite interesting, I think. We're tapping into seeing where all these three they put it in 3 clumps because it's like ones that have done the work, ones that are still trying to hold on to the old program, which are the controllers, and ones that are like in between, which is the majority of humanity going, we don't know what's going on. What the frick is going on? Day-to-day life, we've got to keep going. Okay. So we're starting off with the controllers. I have chosen a couple of cards here that I didn't choose them, sorry. The cards chose themselves. I shuffled and a couple of cards fell out. So of 2 different decks, and I've got that for each one. So these are the controller ones. We have conscious steps, considering action and looking forward, 26. And then with the 2 tarot cards that came in was the King of Cups in reverse, and we have the 9 of Wands. So they are the cards at the moment for those that are trying to hold on to the old program, trying to still control everything. Okay, so what I'm getting from this is that they are starting to, with this conscious step, I am seeing that they are consciously trying to move forward, and trying to figure out what to do next. I feel like they're trying to do the conscious thing, but with this King of Cups in reverse, I'm feeling like they are losing their power. Like they're not, the King of Cups in reverse is someone that's not coming from the heart. It's not coming from somebody who's powerful, but they're really kind of like more warping it and there's a feeling of not quite getting the understanding of what the heart actually means. And so they feel like they're doing the right thing. I feel that in this card, it's showing up as, yeah, we're doing the right thing. We know what we're doing. Humanity's not ready to take the reins themselves. We still have to control them. We still have to do what we need to do. So we're consciously moving forward. But they're not, because they also have a lot on their plate with the 9 of Wands. Like they've gone through the mill and back, and they're still carrying a load of crap, is what I'm getting from that 9 of Wands card. And with that reverse King, really trying to force, there's a forcing sort of an energy here that's not, like even with the cup, see, if it was upright, there'd be like, there's this, to me, it's like this splash or there's something or a gift or something coming out of this cup. But in here, when it's in reverse, it's falling out. So that whatever's happening is not working for them, because you can't have that King of Cups. They're trying to tap into this. There's a feminine side. I think they're trying to step forward with their consciousness and trying to make this work. But it's actually just failing, and they're realizing they're going to have to they're carrying a lot here. It's not really working. So, well, we've done all this work in the background, and that worked, and that worked, and that worked. But now we're standing here exhausted and going, what do we do next? Yeah, there's something to do with that. We will carry on and pull some more cards through. Excuse my pink skin. I found, because I've got sunburnt, I found a utopia place yesterday. I'm in a new area, and I went for a drive, and it was funny, when I was looking for it, my team was going, take the map away and just go. And I'm like, I can't. I have to follow the map to the lake because I want to find a swimming hole. So I used the map, and I couldn't find anything, not anything. And then on the way back, I just gave up. I gave up and I let go of the map. And then I tripped over the most amazing utopic place. So I'm really excited, but I've got a bit too much sun. Okay, back to the reading. Sorry, had to say that. Right, the controllers. Where are they at the moment? I feel this is kind of like they feel like they're doing the right thing. I really feel like they feel like they're doing the right thing, but it's not working anymore. It's just not working anymore. Any more messages? Look, we've got the fighting card come out. So there's going to be a lot of fights within their own, whoever they are with. They're fighting to stay on top. They're fighting. There's people are pressing their buttons. Like this card, when I read out the actual thing in the Osho book that this pack is, it actually says something about the buttons that are on this person who's over protected themselves. When you overprotect yourself, someone just has to press one button and boom, you react, you go off because you're like, don't touch that. I'm protecting something beyond that. And so they go off, and that's when you meet somebody and you're like, why are you so overreactive? It's because they're overprotective. So there's definitely some overprotection, and it's starting to come through with, I need to fight my way into this. I need to keep being in charge. I need to keep being in control. I need to make sure that this is all going to go well. I really do feel, though, I keep coming back to this conscious step of, they think they're doing the right thing. It's almost like narcissism, where they don't know any different, and so they just do, and that's all they've known anyway, and they really feel they're doing the right thing. We have existence card that's flipped out for them as well. When I'm talking about this conscious step, they feel like they're helping you return to go home. They feel like they're bringing you into the homeness and into existence. They do. But it's all kind of coming unstuck with all these three cards of the King and Cup of Reverse, and the fighting, and the Nine of Wands, and the exhaustion, and not really working for them. What other energies are coming through right at this moment for those that feel like they've got it playing over us, they've got it figured out? Yeah, they are actually coming to completion. There is something here that is completing for them. They are putting in this last piece of the puzzle. They think it's going to take them home. They think it's going to, we've got to keep going down this road because it's always worked for us before. Every action that we put in place before, it worked for us. But yes, but this completion, I feel they don't realize. See, the completion here is bringing me up that sense of going within, because it's the last piece is going in the third eye. And I feel like when I go here with them, it's like going within, and they don't realize that last piece of physical piece of puzzle that they're putting in, no matter what they're doing to try to play their game anymore, is actually going to suck them into their inner work. It's because there's nothing else that they can do about it. It feels that way. I'm literally seeing this going sucking in, and that is going to be quite difficult for them to process. I don't feel like it's going to be a easy journey. They're showing me someone that's disorientated. I'm literally getting this disorientation feeling, like, when if you've ever fainted before and you kind of leave your body, I'm getting this feeling of trying to scramble to get back in, to scramble to make yourself feel whole again, and it's just not working. It's like it feels really off, but that's because they've never looked within to this degree before. Because if they did, then they would be shifting themselves into light workers. Now, I think I know why my team has put it in this way now, why they wanted the light workers next, because there's something to do with an entanglement with the light workers and them that is pushing and pulling, and kind of one is just standing there like their ground, but it's reflecting back to them this fight that's happening. There's something like I'm really starting to feel into them at the moment. It's really interesting feeling. They still think that they've got it up. They still think I can hear the laughter at the background, like this laughter, like we've done it, we're getting there, we got it, we're okay. We don't know what's coming next, but we'll keep plugging along. The actual card that came out in the animal deck was the hawk, the messenger. Spirit is sending you messages. Open to the greater vision to see the signs. Focus your priorities and eliminate distractions. You have a bright future. Let yourself ascend to new heights. They are being almost forced in this moment to really go within and seek there's messages coming for them. There's help actually there for them. They're showing me that they were put in that place specifically for this, and they are a mere reflection of humanity not taking back their empowerment of themselves. And because they lost their empowerment, then the reflection outside had to be gained by somebody else's perspective. And so they actually did their job, but it's hard to let go of something that always worked. And so they are actually there's some sort of help they're getting, higher frequency help, maybe even from light workers. I don't know. Maybe that's why my team wanted the light workers next. Another animal wants to come through because I've straight up picked up this card. So I'm going here with this. Hey, Celtic, good to see you. Thank you for all of that in the chat bar. And thank you for putting me forward for another interview. Thank you so much for all your work. I have to thank you, I personally. Okay. Okay, we got Goose, inner knowing. You are a brave traveler. Yeah, I feel like there's a bravery within what they have done. And yes, you know, as accumulation goes and seeing what there's something in the introvert and the consuming kind of energy that's ick, and they had to be present with. If you're a light worker and you've done the work, then you had to face some of that within yourself, because we all have yin and yang. We all have that little bit of positive within the negative, or a little bit of negative within the positive. We all are, because we all come from source energy. You can't be entirely one thing. But it shines up. It's really interesting. They're showing me the positive shines up even more, because it's like that stretch of a rubber band where they've pulled themselves back so far that it's so hurting so much, and it's just so frustrating, so annoying, and so yucky, and so that it's just going to propel them forward really fast. So, and I'm seeing these goose like flying, traveling, like moving really fast, right? Almost literally some sort of, I don't know, velocity that's shooting them forward because of how. Now they're also showing me those that will want to stay stuck were source energy wanted them to stay stuck. Prime Creator is their own divine self, and there's a journey that they wanted to take, and source energy, Prime Creator, wanted to take through them. So if they decide to, you know, keep the fight going or whatever, there's an implosion that will happen with their soul. And the implosion, they're now bringing up a dream that they showed me where those that didn't want to go, you know, into the light and come back to love of everything in themselves, and a reflection of their own love they create, those that don't want to do that anymore, and keep going inwards into that, they showed me in this dream that they end up evolving again, going through all of the evolutional states of life. So they show me as salamanders just been coming out of the water and having to start all over again, and then moving up, their soul slowly, gradually moving up, because they lost themselves so much that they become entangled in that not ever present wisdom of self, and they revert back to the beginning again. So they are showing me that as a channel message, that and they're reminding me of this team. They keep on showing me, you know, lizards will eat other baby lizards, babies and stuff. Sorry, but that's literally what they're showing me. Like they're going back to that sort of lower lower knowing, lower something. And I'm sorry, but that's what was going on in my head. Not something I really want to bring up, but that's what they're showing me. And so they have to revert back to that lifestyle. The reason why they're bringing that up, and there's no wrong or right in these channel messages. So what comes up comes up. I don't have a wrong or right barometer. It's only when my logical mind comes in that there's wrong or right, and what people can accept and that sort of thing. So sorry if I disturbed anybody by saying that. But it was an actual dream and confirmation of channel message to say that, you know, nature is nature, it just is what it is, and there is those parts of nature that's still evolving, and gives soul an opportunity to go in and rediscover oneself by evolving, and being consumed by, and then evolving and evolving and evolving, and it just, for some reason, that's coming up. So there is, yeah, it's quite a now I know why they wanted the light workers to go next. Or just pick one more Osho card since I've got it come out, and then we'll go on to the light workers. So we do have rightness. See, look, completion. They've come to the end. This is asking them, they can actually go into the light. They can actually move forward and see what they've done. All the narcissists, all the controllers, all of the whatever, they can actually do this. They do have help. There is help. They can let go of this fighting over protectiveness. They can come back home. They're absolutely, the cards are saying that. They need to reverse this. They need to reverse the power that they thought they had. They need to tip it up on its end and go inwards and figure themselves out again. So really interesting, that's where they're at. I never expected that the cards would pull out so many: returning, maturing, completion. They're coming home. They can come home. They can come home. And I think that the more that we, as light workers, and even whoever does hear this, puts out that they can come home, the more that they can, that more that they will. I think this is not a blaming game. It's a story that evolved, and it's come to the end of its completion. It's time for it to move into something better, and we can't do something better when we're always holding on to "you did," rah rah, because that's just a line of anger from our own self, that fuels their anger, and it pushes them back, and the more that happens. But if you step back, just shine your light and go, you can come home. Come on, you can do this. But they have to do it. They have to do the inner work. They have to look within themselves. Okay, I am leaving it there. That was really kind of full on, honestly, the energy that I was feeling into. So I have to clear and delete that. And we will go into the light work, as I totally get why they put. I tried to change it. I was trying to put it in order as to what my title showed, and they kept on going, no, do it this order. And I'm like, why? What does it even matter? It totally matters. It totally matters now that I'm feeling into it. Okay, cut. Okay, that was that. Clear and delete, right? It's as much as I want to go down that hole. But I think it's a good thing to just tap into these things, because it brings us up to an awareness as well of who we are and where we are and how much we can go. I know how far I can go down before I go, okay, that's enough. And if we know that, then we can play the game of dipping and diving into other people's realities and showing them our light and shining a light. Like, while I'm doing that, I am still holding my light, because I know I can return to central point again pretty quickly. I've done enough work on my mind, and I've done enough work in my energy field to be able to come back to central me, central Bobby, central, hey, I'm creating what I want to create. Yeah, and the more that you can do that, the more that you can actually help, because you're not fueling their energy. You're just observing it and getting out of it, right? Or being there and being a guiding light and then getting out of it. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. So this is for the light workers. Let's see what they've got. So we have phase of entanglement. That's so interesting because I brought up the entanglement with the others. So there's a phase of entanglement, but look at this, guys. Prosperity card. This is the coolest card. I think this is the 10. 10, 10. This is like the coolest card. 6, actually 4, 2 equals 6. It's just like learning to create the reality that we really want. But there's a phase here of entanglement. So right now the light workers are learning to entangle them, that they're learning from the entanglement. They're learning from the entanglement. Okay, if I dip into here, how much can I actually, how fast can I actually bring myself back to central self if I go into a darker place? And listening to gossip and all that sort of thing, and you know, the person in the background's like angry and all that sort of stuff. There's this feeling of you are still learning from that at the moment. But when that comes out, prosperity is yours for the taking, because you know how to delve into the nuisances that humanity. You can't become, or they're really giving me this message at the moment, you cannot become a light worker on this earth and have learned so much about yourself and not make an entanglement or an impactment on those that are still in the dark or still going through the crap. You're here and you're forerunners of light workers to, you know, gain prosperity, but to also be able to dip and dive to the point where you don't become fearful, you don't get washed away by it. You know thyself, you know thy energy, you know how far you can go, and you are your own barometer in this. So when you work with other people and you're feeling like you're losing yourself, you need to pull yourself back out to central yourself again, to become that light as quickly as possible. And it should be quickly. If it's not, get yourself out and do some more healing on yourself to bring yourself back, and then go, you know what, I don't want to be entangled in that at the moment, because if I do entangle in that, I'll lose myself to the point where I'm not standing in my own ever presence, sort of saying. Yeah, so, but prosperity is right on the cards. There's a reason for this, they're saying, because we come, when we're light workers, we're doing all the work from the inner light. We're doing all this work of understanding who we are. Sorry, I just got a little bit distracted there. Interesting, I got distracted. So maybe not to get distracted through this work. Because what's going to happen is that inner work is all in the etheric world, they're saying. Etheric world, inner work, moving into bringing your soul in, aligning yourself more with your integrity, your authenticity, who you truly are. No one's stopping you anymore. But there's this also this feeling of learning to ground that, meaning bringing up businesses and starting new franchises and things that are going to help reality, which is going to also help you and bringing in more abundance. So right in this moment, light workers are learning from this entanglement, but they're learning how to ground prosperity. I feel this kind of airy-fairy, wishy-washy kind of a feeling at the moment with the light workers, but also knowing their journey is to ground more prosperity. We need to do that so that we are bringing through the love or light of self onto this physical plane of existence and showing others that we can live in prosperity, in abundance through love, that we don't need to live in prosperity and abundance through hate, anger, controlling, all of that sort of stuff. They were never in their inner core prosperous anyway if they did have all the surroundings of, you know, whatever. You could have a palace around you or whatever. The most amazing, you know, whatever buildings and companies and stuff, so forth, but still in their mind, they're clouded, so it still gave that energy out to the world and kept separation between people, where when the light workers ground this prosperity, knowing full well who they are, and that they're moving through this, through the love of self, then they are going to shift, send out that vibration out to the world, and that vibration is going to shift many. So yeah, beautiful. The other card that came out for the light workers was the Page of Swords, which is somebody that's beginning to, I'm pretty sure I've got this card before for this light workers as well. Anyway, somebody who's just starting to wield their intellect into this, onto this world. The beginning, you're beginning. There's a beginning here of, I'm now taking up the sword of truth. I am now going to only speak my truth. I am only now going to, like, there's a beginning of speaking truth here. And being still naive a little bit, but you've got the sword, you've got the truth. You know, you've just now in the training ground of how to wield this in this world, how to wield your truth to be able to become, you know, the queen and the king of swords. So moving up in the tarot kind of thing. So it's a beginning of, I'm moving towards just truth here with the light workers. Okay, we need some more cards, I feel. I'm reaching out for the elemental cards. Yeah, it popped out quick. Ace of Wands, yeah. New beginnings here of action. And the action really is, I'm really feeling that with that prosperity card. Like, we have to start actually putting what we say within ourselves into action. We have to take that wand, that first wand, and go, I am making this business. I am going to do this. I know where I'm going now. I'm taking the first steps into all of this. Now, I'm not saying that you haven't created businesses before, but it's a next step for you. Say you've created this amazing business, but it hasn't quite hit prosperity yet. Then you are opening yourself up to going, you know what, team, guidance, light self, higher self, I need to ground this to the point where I'm taking up this one and doing the next right action. So there feels like a flow of the next action that you do will be the right action to bring through prosperity as well. So that's a feeling that I'm getting too from that. These cards still want to speak, so I'll grab these ones as well. Good morning, Cayenne54. I hope I'm saying that right. And Emma and Karen and Jules. Good morning, good morning. Okay, too many have fallen over, so I'm not going to take all of those. Just a couple or one things. Okay, this one's flipped over. The world. Yeah, wow. Talk about completion for you guys as well. I am hearing a stepping up, a stepping up. They're showing me the moment-to-moment card in the Osho deck. I was hoping that I'd just be able to flick it, but I didn't. But the moment-to-moment card is like, you know what, we're stepping into this whole new phase. So interesting phase, right? We're stepping into this whole new phase. And also be aware that there could be gossip around you with this card. No more taking it on board. People will speak, whatever. You know, people aren't going to like that you're starting to find prosperity. People will, these two cards came out together, remember? So people will speak about that. But who cares? You know, really, this is where you need to know your inner core self. So the light workers are at this point learning about their inner core self. So we have the world here next to the Ace of Wands as well. So a new movement forward. The world is also expansion to me. They show me expansion around the world as well. I mean, even taking my own thing into account there, but still that's the words that they're saying in my head. So we have the moon as well in the background. So funny that they're pulling out that moon in the world card, which the moon is like the hidden, something hidden within you that's wanting to pull forward to be shared out to the world. Something hidden within you that needs to be spoken about. You need to come forward. You need to come forward. Even if you feel vulnerable, even if you feel a little bit wobbly, just do it. Just do it. Just do it. It's okay. You are going to be looked after. Your heart is being measured at the moment. That's saying that as well. Everyone's heart across the board is being measured at the moment. There's a measuring happening. They're showing me the scales, and they're showing me the heart in one for some reason and a feather in another. Light as a feather. I think that that's the saying. I have brought that up before. They do channel that one before. Have channeled that one before. Heart is light as a feather, but they're also saying the mind is light as a feather. So interesting. You show me now turning into a brain on the scale. So we are being watched across the board. It's not. There's a watching that's happening from benevolence, but it's not just that. It's source energy. It's our actual prime creator. It's everything. Everything is like, how is humanity going to handle this? It's really interesting. And the light workers are being measured. So obviously, if you've done a lot of work on yourself, you've done the shadow work and all that sort of stuff, then you are going to move into more prosperity, because what happens in reflection to that is, yeah, I'm no longer afraid to step forward and be my unique, authentic self. And so I am going to branch out to the world now and just be me. As crazy as it might seem, it might look really weird to other people. I might even rub people up the wrong way by just being authentically me. But I don't, there's an empowerment that you have within yourself, because if you're a light worker, you've already done a lot of shadow work. So you've already done that. And you know now that it's nothing to do with what other people tell you about you. It's got everything to do with what you tell yourself about yourself, and what kind of thoughts you're having in your head about you as you're moving along. And maybe you're moving from that mainstream into light working work. Light workers are just people that are spreading more wisdom and light and love. That's anyone. Maybe you've coming from that mainstream. For some reason, I'm feeling that as well. And there's a rise up into understanding all of this too. So yeah, it's showing me that card again, rising up. See, each fox has its own position. One's looking forward, one's looking towards something, and one's going, I'm here, I'm making it, I'm doing it, I'm holding that wand, I've got it now. So that means that you're grounding your business, what you want to do in this world, or even just being you as a light worker and moving through the world, and always learning to speak your truth, no matter who you come across. You're authentically you. It's like they're showing me like a Pleiadian landing out of a spaceship, walking towards us. They are authentically them. They're not going to pretend to try to fit in to this world. They're going to walk the talk and talk the walk, and it's just going to be them as they are. And they know where they're from. They know who they are. They're not going to deny themselves by landing on Earth. So as we do that, so too we actually allow them to come through and land on Earth and show themselves, because we are learning to become that soul essence of ourselves as well. So they're showing me like somebody who's from a Lyran community, or from Sirius, or from, doesn't matter where you're from, but when you're authentically you, from the elementals, you're authentically you, and you start to walk this world and talk that way, then you are going to open up a vortex, or a portal for others that are from those spaces, those places, to show themselves as well. So you're breaking free. You're the bridge. You're the breakthrough, and you're the bridge of those to come in line with humanity. Yeah, very cool. Okay, we'll get into the mainstream. I'll just do one more card the same, one more card, an animal card. So, and then we'll get into the mainstream. Detachment, KN54. Interesting. Excuse me. Excuse me if I burp while I do this, because when I channel, I tend to do that. I've gone through these phases of before I channeled, my nose used to tickle, and I'll get a message, and it was like, yeah, almost like that bewitched thing, but it literally itched. And now I don't have the itch anymore because it's funny, I don't have the itch anymore because I actually channel. But for some reason, it's the way, I don't know whether it's the way I'm breathing or whatever, just my body just does things like, sorry. Okay. I want to share with you as much as I can as I go through this journey so that you guys realize that if that happens to you, it's actually normal. It's actually fine. Okay, here we go. Light workers, please, and the animals. Yeah, there's some really cool things happening. It's interesting. I just realized that they brought up UFOs because of what's happening at the moment. I didn't even think of that. Like I was just going with the channel message, but it's still been brought up. Oh my gosh, yes, UFOs again. Like to me, the owl magic, owls to me are off-world beings. They cut like off-world beings will show up in owls. They use owls quite often to see and observe and all that because they're in the night, in the dark, mysterious. There's something very wise and wisdom about them, owl magic. So there's definitely a connection here. And also that phase entanglement's coming up as well. It's not just, it's showing up in different ways. So and now I'm feeling that entanglement with the ETs and so forth through the owl magic. And we also have, look, moose, wisdom. Yeah. So such great wisdom. And look, he carries his wisdom, the elk or the moose carries his wisdom on his head. He has all these, they're showing me all of this is like your energy feels going, okay, I am more than my body, so show me. So at this moment, we're learning what that entanglement is. Like I literally put these cards down like this. So we have the entanglement, and then we have the owl wisdom and the moose. So definitely finding out about our soul's lineage is actually helping us be able to integrate a lot more understanding about who we are as light workers on at this plane of existence, so that we can carry out forthright. I don't know why they're saying that. Our missions. And yeah, they're showing me like lakes, and they're showing me bodies of water, seas, oceans. Go to the water. The water will help. There's much hidden, more mystery within the water, bringing me back to ice. I haven't thought of this for a wee while. I remember bringing this up in channel messages. They're bringing me back to icebergs melting, holding wisdom that's been held or locked in from Atlantis Lemuria age. So go to the water. The water holds wisdom as well, trying to help you integrate your shadow self, or the illusion of the moon with you and the sun or the light so you can move forward. I feel like I could just do a whole freaking hour on just light workers, right? I might do that next week. It's so much fun. It's so much more fun than the reading before. But this is really interesting. Okay, we're going to pack up the light workers and we're going to go into the mainstream now and see what's happening with the mainstream across the board. And some of us are going in and out of the mainstream. So it could be for you as well, even if you are seeing yourself as a light worker. Okay. Let's see what came up for them. Okay, yeah, I like that. What you think of me is none of my business. I like that. That's really cool. Thanks for sharing that, KN 54. Okay, we have for the mainstreamers, I should clear and delete and then go into the mainstreamers. Different energy again. I feel like taking a deep breath when I go into their energy. It's almost like, holy crap, there's an exhaustion feeling coming over me. I'm like, procrastination. Oh my God, do I really want to? It's something to do with that. Anyway, we'll get further into them. Self-acceptance, compassion, and forgiveness. I can see now why they wanted me to do the controllers first too, because I've got so in depth into the channeling now. You know, they're like, you don't want to go that deep with them. That's interesting. I really am so excited about how they align me up like that, and I trust them. Right. So I had to just say that. Self-acceptance, compassion, forgiveness. So there is an absolute forgiving of oneself within the mainstream sector. Now, as light workers or even as controllers, you can go dip in and out of all of these. So the mainstreamers, or the majority of humans at the moment, who are just following the narrative and trying to figure themselves out, they are going through a time of learning to forgive. There's a forgiveness here. It's holding the heart and going, oh my God, you know, here I am pointing, they show me pointing the finger out to everybody else, where there's three fingers pointing back at myself. And so every time you're blaming other people for something, there's three times as much that you have to look within yourself. And then you have to forgive yourself for the journey that you took, how you created that as well, because you start to, they're showing me that they're just opening the door to realizing that they have been creating more energetically than what they thought. And things are waking them up because of this. There's something to do with waking up. So that's a self-acceptance right there as well. Yellow standing out. Yellow. Be gentle on oneself. Yes, there's forgiveness needed, but please be gentle on yourself. It's all meant to have happened. We have also the Ace of Swords in reverse. So this is a stagnation of information, maybe because there's too much information coming in at them and they don't know where to go. And so they're just going, it's literally, they're showing me it pointing inward, or like they can't, all that, because the Ace of Swords is all to do with the mind, information, and then the Ace is a new beginning. But in reverse, it's almost like, well, we're stagnating that. No, I almost don't want to step into this new beginning because it's like too much information. Now we have to look at self and how you want to move through your life. They're bringing me to a moment in time where like a couple of decades ago, where I'm like, oh my God, I'm the creator. If I'm the creator, then I have to take responsibility for every single thought that I have. They're bringing me to that. And then I put it to the test. I started putting it to the test. And that's when I went on this field of grass, just a random paddock, and closed my eyes and said, if I can create and I can still my mind enough, then I can pick a 4-leaf clover. And I did. And then I went, oh my God, now I really have to look at my thoughts and how I'm actually creating my life. So there's something here that's bringing mainstreamers into recognizing them as the creator. But there's a stagnation that's happening with it. They're almost too scared to move forward because that means they have to take full responsibility for who they are. Yeah, I'm feeling that at the moment. Okay, here we go. Is there anything else that's coming out for the mainstreamers, please? We have a couple of cards. Let's flip back into the pack. We have death, yeah. And we have the 5 of Wands, and it's in reverse. So death card coming out with the 5 of Wands is somebody who is deciding the fighting isn't working. If I can't fight it, then what can I do? And they're bringing me to the Ace of Swords now. Well, what can I do then if I can't fight it? If I can't physically fight this, then there's kind of like this death that happens within you. It's like, well, now what? I really feel this now what happening. Now what? Because they were always seeking for something outside of themselves to show up and tell them, this is what you do next. But every time they're seeking outside, it's confusion. It's just crazy. It's just too much. And so they're like, now what? And that's now they're showing me when they go, now what? It's that question that actually pulls them inwards and helps them to look within. So, but they are in, there's this dark rabbit. Like they're showing me this rabbit. See, he is jumping here. But they're showing me like the foxes are all going after him, right? And he knows he has to run. I'm just going to hold that up. So the foxes is, yeah, the rabbit knows he has to run. But they're showing me the rabbit getting such a fright, and then the Ace of Wands, that he just stands in the light. The light shone on him, and he's scared. Okay, I won't move. I just won't move. I just won't move for a moment. I'm really feeling that. Okay. Anything else that's coming up for the mainstream? You know, those that are doing the day-to-day life don't really have much to do with this, but we all go in and out of it because we have a logical brain, right? A logical brain's like brings us back to that mainstream essence. We still live in a systematic world that's playing out, right? Okay, we have now the Queen of Wands and the Six of Cups, so this is looking better. That's good. So we are moving towards empowerment. And the Six of Cups, they're telling me returning back to childlike essence, to find oneself, to find the power within oneself, returning back to childlike essence. And they're showing me that forgiveness card, forgiving self even if, you know, we blamed our parents, we blame this, we blame the governments, we blame people outside of ourselves. And well, it has to return back to an inner core essence, the true value of itself. If we keep playing the blaming game, then that person or that thing or that still comes back at us, and it's still got control over us. Because the actual energy that you're putting out there is to blame something else for how you are feeling. And you are not taking responsibility for how you are feeling. Okay, I feel this way. Okay, how can I shift it from my inner core out? And they're asking them to go back. They're saying it's a good idea to go back to when you're a childlike innocence. When you were free and you were like, oh, wow, the world's a playground. That's where they're asking mainstreamers to go. And it's really interesting too, because most of the other packs were either, the first one, the controllers were all in like doubles. This one is just this, I've put them out in cards going like this. So it's like, okay, we need the next step. Okay, we need the next step. Okay, we need the next step. But it's just straight line. And they're showing me a kid does not draw in a straight line. The kid draws like all over the show. The kid's like, wow. No rules barred, like, oh, I can play with this little insect. I don't think about it. I just go and enjoy it. There's something to do with that too. But yeah, it feels like the systematic response is still playing out of, it's just boring. Sorry, I'm feeling a boring feeling. Boring, like the cards are just laid out in a straight row. It's boring to me. Boring. Okay. Yeah. We have beyond illusion. So yeah, and opening up the third eye, transformation, yay, butterfly, starting to come into play now. Come on. Yeah, okay, so there is an opening up here. We can't keep playing the victim. We can't keep playing the I don't have reins to my own reality. I don't have reins to my life. I have to just follow everything else and follow everyone else. We can't keep doing that if we're actually going to find our own empowerment, step forward and change our reality. And I think that the mainstreamers are starting to realize this. There's something here that's breaking free as well. There's an opening here for the majority to look look within, have snippets or understandings. There's a lot of gold here, actually. As much as it is wands and death and all that, there's a lot of golden colors here, light, like the golden standing out in the butterfly. So there is an opportunity, and they did bring up that yellow and being calm with oneself. A lot of yellow. So where's the yellow chakra? I think is just, sorry, this goes orange. I'm just looking at the chakras now. I'm feeling like there is this introspect, going within oneself, feeling, learning to feel again, and not blame everyone else for their feelings. So that's happening. Okay. Do we have some more cards to come out for? I'll pick one of these ones for them. For the mainstreamers. Okay. Those that are just doing the normal. And we all go back and forth in that anyway. Dreams, yeah. So we're coming into dreaming a new world, coming into listening to our dreams even, taking our dreams on board, starting to figure out that we are the dream as well. And if you are the dream, if you are the dreamer dreaming up this reality or this story that you're playing in right at the moment, then if you learn to lucid dream, which means that you take control of your subconscious, you take control of your conscious thoughts while you're dreaming, then you can change the dream. So that bringing me to what they often bring up is lucid waking, learning to change the story while you're awake and see this reality as a dream, and that you don't have to keep following the narrative, and that there is more out there. Your love frequency is encroaching in on the mainstreamers at the moment, so it's waking them up. Love frequency is actually helping, and that'd be the light workers, so they're doing this, shifting up them. We have Black Bear Guardian as well, Black Bear Guardians. So feeling, you know what, they're actually bringing me to feeling a little bit off guard. Awaken my intuition and guide me. Yeah, awaken my intuition and guide me. So that instead of having guidance outside of themselves, mainstreamers are learning to guide themselves. And that's really cool. And then we have friend, dog, friend. And dogs to me are more, you know, the loyalty game. We have to be loyal to ourselves first before we can be loyal to another. And then another one that's come up for the mainstreamers is dragon. Wow, so mystical. Where are some mystical, supernatural things are coming into their world? And they're starting to see more supernatural things happening out there, that there's more to life than the boring. It's so funny that this is the last card I was going to choose. You are the ancient wise says you can shapeshift at will, master your destiny, rise with dignity. So this is where they're going towards, spreading their wings and understanding there's magic within me. There's magic in them wings. Yeah. So it's really beautiful. I love that it ended up with the Osho card with Beyond Illusion, and with the animal cards with the dragon, even though I was getting that boring straight row, and then right at the end it's like breakthrough. You are going to do this. You are going to make it. This is, and the world's going to get a lot more magical. They're probably going to end up going, oh my God, what the heck is happening? Because it's going to be like vortexes opening up with all sorts of weird and wonderful things. And remember, it will go like this. It'll be like crazy and then a lull, because the reason why that happens is that source energy knows everything goes in a pulse, and we need to get used to the magic coming into the world. So it's like a crazy and then pull back, and then crazy and then pull back. So that's using crazy as a light term, but you know, things that are not boring anymore, let's put it that way. Yeah, very cool. KN, untangling what is mine and what is not mine. Yeah, cool. Really good to see everybody in the chat bar. Okay, guys, I think I will leave it here with the reading. I will open the chat bar up for a couple of small chat bar readings. I'm not going to go too far because we're already over an hour. So, but I usually do chat bar readings at the end of my tarot. So running out of time a little bit here. I don't want it to go too long, but we will open the chat bar up if you want a free reading. Okay, so sorted all that out. Clear and delete. Here we go into chat bar readings. Okay, Jules, you're the first one that I saw. In this Christmas season, what's for Jules? Okay, Jules, we have the Seven of Cups, many options coming up for you. The Emperor is in reverse. So, are you taking your power? Are you standing your ground? Are you saying what you need to say? The Emperor is somebody who's very logically based, but he's very straightforward, but he's also knows how to use his logic for his own benefit in this world. In reverse, I'm thinking, are you seeing the power of your logic? Maybe even there's your imagination, your intuitive side is just sprouted, and then the logical side's like a little bit like discombobulated here. So we need to have a balance of both to be able to ground the utopia of wishes and things that you want to command in this world onto this plane of existence. You also have this other card over here, so learning to speak your truth as well, but you are standing up and speaking your truth. Or if this is where maybe this is why this was over here. Like these two cards came out literally together for you. So there's a rebalancing that's happening here. And then this is what you're becoming the king of your truth. Becoming, wielding it and going, you know what, I'm really with it now. So I think this is what you're moving into with this next phase of your life. But there has to be a bringing me to when I made peace with my logical self, and then I realized it was wounded, and then I was like, oh my God, my logic is wounded, my masculine side is wounded, because my feminine side was beating it up because it was like, you should know better, and my poor masculine side is still trying to ground things in this world. You can't ground something when you're being bet up, right? So just be aware of how you're thinking about that logical side of self. Maybe go into it a little bit and see if it needs forgiveness or needs a bit of a, come on, you can do it. You can ground some of this information. And then you'll step into the King of Swords and start to become more authentically you, speaking your truth and grounding it into this world. So there's something there. Okay, we'll leave it there. For you. Okay, Karen, well, as I said, your name, a card just flew out, and it was the Nine of Pentacles, so you're coming into abundance here. they're showing me the dress, and they're bringing me up a dream that I had that was of a green. Many years ago, we're talking early 2000s, I had a dream where someone offered me a green and gold dress. And in that moment in my life, I was too scared to wear it, even in my dream. My energy field was not feeling worthy of wearing this green and gold dress. So just be aware of that within your reality. Are you feeling worthy of wearing, of having the abundance that you actually want to ground in it? The worthiness the vibration of your worthiness has to match the abundance that's coming in for you. Otherwise, you will sabotage it, you won't see it, you'll block it, all those sort of things. You'll think it's something nasty instead of something great, to come in alignment, to see clarity of the abundance coming towards you. Then you need to wear the green and gold dress. You need to wear the energy, the same energy, have that energy around you all the time. It's not an ego thing. It's just a self-worthiness of knowing you always come from your heart and you're a beautiful soul and you deserve, and that sort of thing. Okay, so Jules, yay, thank you, Bobby, makes sense. Fantastic. Who else have we got? Debbie here. Debbie. Okay, Debbie, we have the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups is coming into emotional fulfillment for oneself. Literally saying, I you know what they're bringing me to? This is really interesting. They're bringing me to Big Bang Theory. And one of the scientists, I actually forgotten her name, but she was Sheldon's partner. And he bought her a tiara. And she was so excited, like so excited. So that's interesting. Maybe you're coming into this excitement within your life, or yay, something coming up for you maybe that's matching your vibe. Put on the tiara. I don't know. I keep on getting messages for you guys to go, wear it, wear the jewels, do it. Like, yeah, do what you want, what makes you feel. I'm not saying go out and buy a tiara or anything. I'm just saying go out and do and bring in what makes you feel really happy and ecstatic with yourself for once, without worry, without concern. Just be. It's going to align you with so much more. I don't think any other cards are coming through with you. I think that's the only card that dropped out for you. But she's beautiful. And we have the 3 lotus leaves down the bottom as well. So it's very spiritual fulfillment. She's holding a lotus leaf in her hand. She's taking that spiritual fulfillment and she's empowering herself with it. So there's a spiritual fulfillment as well for you there. Karen, thank you. That's perfect. Makes sense. And I've been wearing a lot of dresses. Lol. That's cool. Okay, Celtic, my great helper, my awesome helper. Again, well, that's just too many. Okay, we do have one that I'm going to keep out, but we'll go again and see. For you, yeah, one just, I like that. So you have the strength to keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. You're nearly there. So we have the 8 of Pentacles is working on something. You're working on something. And then we have the Strength card. And I keep going, keep going, keep going. You're nearly there. I literally have this message for myself as well. I feel like we're in a similar boat. Keep going, keep going. You're nearly there. And it's to do with grounding the utopia that you desire in your reality into your world. Bringing it into your world. Having it surrounding you. You're nearly there. Keep saying you're nearly there. You know what I hear though, and I said it, and my logical mind comes in and it keeps saying, I've heard this so many times. When's it coming? But they're like, that's why it's not. Bummer. Okay. I don't know why, but I had to do another one for you. Look what you're achieving. You're moving into the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is someone who physically has an incredible, beautiful business or incredible, beautiful reality that's grounded in this world. Grounded in this world. She's got her wand. Wand is action. She moves towards it. She grounds it. And she makes it happen. She's strong. She's very strong. Literally, she is the embodiment of these two other cards. And that you've got this. You've got this. You've got this. You've got this. Okay. Debbie, so grateful for your guidance. Thank you. Okay, guys, I will leave it here. Otherwise, I'll just keep going on and on forever. Yeah, I have a really fascinating video that's going to come up. I haven't even started it, but I've got all these incredible messages. And it was to do with the quantum, with physics and the torus fields and what physics has come up to with the black dark matter and all sorts of weird and wonderful things that are coming up in my reality, and I'm getting messages about it. So, and to do with your own field, energetic field. So that's going to be a really interesting topic. And yeah, I'm no physicist, I'm no scientist, but channel messages that I get intertwine in with the quantum physics of fields and that sort of thing. And so I need to bring these forward because I don't think that science alone is going to get all the answers. I believe that channeling and reaching into inner core essence of self will have more wisdom and understanding that's going to come up that can be taken as truth soon. So, I mean, it's not quite there yet, but it's getting there. And a lot of us is because we're standing our ground and saying, we do know. So I want to bring some more of that out and have a look at where science is at and where that meets channel messages. I think it's a really interesting topic, and it's one that I really love. And that's why I love this job. Doing these channel messages. I can bring in whatever topic my team brings me to or I desire to do. I love that. I'm so lucky and so grateful. And I'm so grateful for all of you guys in the chat bar as well. Thank you for being part of my team. Don't forget, I have a Zoom call that's a gathering that's happening on the 8th of January. I will put up more notices about that in the link to that actual Zoom call closer to the time. But yeah, if you're interested, you can flip me an email. I do have a message on my community notice board. If you go there, that's got my email on it. I won't say it out here, so just go have a look. If you're interested, you'll find it. Okay, love you guys. Flip me an email and ask me for the link. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, love you guys. Oh, happy birthday to whose birthday is it? Ah, CYANIANS' birthday. Happy birthday. Wow. On Christmas Day. That's so crazy. Yeah, happy birthday. Very cool. Yeah, 8 a.m. January the 8th, right? Okay, guys, love you heaps. Until next time, bye.